Turn to it. Turn it around. Does she know she has time to fill that out? She's rushing. She got time.
Don't rush. Tell her don't rush to try to fill it out.
Pass her down, tell her she has time. But she's gonna rush and that's what we're not gonna do, right?
You ready? Where's the recorder? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. We're ready. Yep.
All right. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
and I'd like to call to order the Planning Commission meeting for January the 14th, 2026. It is now 2:01. Roll call, please. Susan Dennis. Present. Viola Williams.
Here.
Bertha Banks.
Present.
Charlene Walls. Present. Annette Hyatt.
Present.
Okay, and now it's time to do our annual reorganization. And I'm going to turn the meeting over to the Vice Chair, Ms. Leola Williams.
At this time, we would like to entertain a motion for a name for our chairperson.
I move that Susan Dennis is chairperson for the planning commission.
Can you speak into your microphone?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just being recorded.
Can you say it again? I move that Susan Dennis is president for the planning commission, chairperson, and I, Sherilyn Law, second.
It has been moved by Eartha Banks, seconded by Charlene Laws. Are there any questions? Can we entertain a roll call?
Susan Dennis. Abstain. Leola Williams.
Yes.
Bertha Banks.
Yes.
Charlene Walls.
Yes.
Annette Hyatt.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to get a motion, not a motion, I'm sorry. If we can get selections for our vice chair, we can nominations.
I nominate Viola Williams for
Second.
vice chair.
All right.
Who seconded, just for
I
clarity?
did.
You
Okay,
cannot
yeah.
second.
I can't second that? No? Okay, someone else have to second.
I second.
I'm sorry.
I second.
Okay.
All right, roll call, please. Susan Dennis? Yes. Viola Williams?
Abstain.
Bertha Banks?
Yes.
Shirley Laws?
Yes.
Annette Hyatt?
Yes.
And now, can we get nominations for secretary?
I, Sherlyn Laws, nominate Eartha Banks for secretary.
Second, Leola Williams.
Any other nominations? Hearing none. Can we get a roll call, please? Susan Dennis? Yes.
Viola Williams,
Yes.
Bertha Banks,
Abstain.
Shirley Laws,
Yes.
Annette Hyatt.
Yes.
All right. So now we're moving on. Public comment on items not on the agenda. And seeing none. Can I get approval of the December 10th, 2025 meeting minutes?
I make a motion, we approve December 10th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Second.
Sorry, I got it. I realized I wasn't. I make a motion, we approve December 10th, 25 meeting minutes.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Now we're moving on to new business. And would you take over now, Mr. Fritz, our
Yes.
Director of Planning?
Thank you, Chair. Just make sure I'm connected here. Hold on one second. Okay, thank you. We have one new business item today, and it's a sketch plan, which, as you know, does not require a formal decision today, but it's an informal discussion that we hope to have with the applicant. And we appreciate the applicant bringing in a sketch plan because really we're of the belief, a strong belief that this really will help projects get through our system more efficiently. So we appreciate them being here. Just for the applicant's sake, I think Dave knows this. The sequence we usually go in is I'll introduce the project, I'll go over our review letter from the Planning and Zoning Department, and then we'll ask the applicant to come up and make any presentation that they would like to present or answer some questions that I may have had or the Planning Commission has, and then the city engineer will come up last. So let me begin. So this sketch plan relates to 5 properties, and they are located off West 2nd Street, specifically 716, 718 West 2nd Street. And then there's 3 properties behind those 2 properties that abut Mary Street, which really is an alley, and they're at 715 through 719 Mary Street. All these properties are in the LIC zoning district, which I'll show you in a map here in a second. And as it says on the agenda, the proposal is to consolidate 5 parcels into 1 lot, converting an existing 2.5-story dwelling into a funeral home type business, while also constructing a parking lot with 6 parking spaces. Here is our zoning map. If you can see the red dot here, you'll notice where this is on its frontage on West 2nd Street. And for more context here, here is the properties roughly outlined. This is an aerial view from Google. Rainy Street is, let me get my cursor. Rainey's Lane, excuse me, is right here. Obviously 291, Route 13, West 2nd Street, whatever we're calling it these days, is here. Mary Street is this alley in the back. And then also for reference, across the street is where we approved last year the 57,000 square foot warehouse that was applied for by Power Home Remodeling. So that's, which is under construction or will be under construction in the near future. They're still going through the recording process. Some street views for reference, and this is something that the applicant referred to if they need to. They can just ask me to come to these slides. But here's a view from West 2nd Street. Here's Rainey's Lane. We'll probably have a discussion about this dumpster at some point today. And here is the structure on the corner of Rainey's and West 2nd Street. Here is a street view of Mary Street. It's in rough condition, obviously, and it's actually partially blocked off. I did talk to the Public Works Director and asked him what he knew about this section of West 2nd Street, or Mary Street, excuse me, and it's his understanding that some of this blockage of this block predates his arrival, but I think there's a mutual understanding that the blocks are there probably to prevent illegal dumping going on in the area. I do have for reference, for everybody's sake, the subdivision plan. So again, this is the consolidation of these 5 lots. I also have the sketch plan that was provided. So here is the house. Here are the 6 parking spaces, including 1 ADA parking space. And then I had the existing conditions, which also includes some topographic information. So again, here's West 2nd Street, where we're talking about Rainey's Lane and Mary Street. So if you allow me, let me move on to my memo to the commission, which dates January 8th. I'm not going to go through it one by one, but I had 3 things I wanted to point out specifically. The first one is, while this project is compliant with the use being a funeral home, it is a permitted use in the LIC district. However, there are some dimensional requirements that would likely, or I do believe, need zoning relief. So it meets most dimensional requirements for the LIC. However, there's a required minimum lot area. 12,000 square feet is required, and roughly 8,000 is proposed. I'm looking at item 2 in my letter, or C2 is what I'm referencing. There is also a minimum lot width in the LIC. 80 feet is required for a lot width, and roughly 45 feet is proposed. There are some non-conforming use or dimension requirements. The proposal does not meet the minimum front yard requirement, as shown in this letter, or the minimum side yard requirement, but both of these are pre-existing lawful nonconformities, so there would not necessarily be zoning relief required for those 2 items. The other important item I think is in this memo is on C8, which addresses off-street parking and loading. And you can see in my 2 paragraphs here, we mentioned that the funeral home, as this type of use, requires 1 off-street parking space for every 5 visitor seats, plus 1 off-street parking space per 1.2 employees. So the applicant proposes 10 visitor seats and 2 employees, and then based on these figures, they have provided 5 off-street parking spaces, 2 for visitors and 3 for employees. So they meet the requirements for the proposal they have presented to us. However, we would just like the applicant, and if they are willing to do it today, just explain their visitor process and how the Islamic burial system works, which they obviously could explain better than I could. So that is the second thing I wanted to point out. And then I highlight that zoning relief at the very end of the letter under section E. But the third thing, I just wanted to point out the fire marshal office's review on this project, which they don't always do for a sketch plan, but they did for this one, and we thank them for that. They just had 3 comments. The memo, I believe, was part of your packet. It's dated January 8th. And they just indicated that existing fire hydrants in the vicinity should provide adequate coverage. And they did express a concern for having parking on Rainey's Lane if that is being proposed, and they really would recommend that if this project goes through, that the installation of a no parking signage along Rainey's Lane be installed. And that's partly because of the width, the turning radius required to get on Rainey's Lane from West 2nd Street, and a combination of other things that they would really prefer that no parking occur on Rainey's Lane. And then lastly, as we typically require for all land development drawings, we require that a fire truck turning radius just prove how the truck would navigate around especially Rainey's Lane, accessed by West Second Street. So those are the three major things I wanted to highlight in the memo. I'm happy to take any questions about the content in there before we get the applicant to come up.
Anybody have any questions?
You mentioned something in here about ownership. I guess you just talked about the dumpster area. Is that a part of that, other facility adjacent to there?
Yeah, the engineer brings that up, and the applicant maybe could address that before the engineer mentions it, but there was a concern about in that image I showed you
So,
that
right
that
there,
dumpster may be occupying Rainey's Lane, which obviously it's a city right away,
Right.
and also would deter traffic flow through there, so we just would need to figure out how to deal with that.
What about the lots on the opposite side of the house? They're not included, are they included in their proposal?
The
No.
lots opposite the house, you mean the ones
The
behind
two
it?
vacant ones, no, on the side of it.
All right.
22, 24, and 26, who owns those properties? 722, 724, and 26.
To be honest with you, I can't remember the name, but there's a couple trailers on them right
Yeah.
now, yes. And we've actually have zoning enforcement notices out on those properties.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not, I believe, owned by the applicant, so they're independent of this project.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure the applicant would like to see them removed as well.
Okay. I'd like to hear about the 10 visitors.
Is there
Okay,
anything else? Okay.
all right. So
Okay.
if there's someone here representing the applicant is here, that'll be fine. Thank you so much. State your name and your residence.
Yeah, good afternoon. Dave Damon. I'm President H. Goer Damon Associates, Inc., civil engineer for this project. I'm here with representatives of Tri-State Islamic Burials also, and they'll be here for any questions you might have.
Okay.
So as Paul had said, it's 5 existing lots that are proposed to be consolidated. It would be a total of 7,958 square feet that would be provided. And it's in the light industrial commercial district, so it is deficient with a lot area being not quite up to the 12,000 square feet. So zoning would probably be the next step after getting the feedback today. They're going to convert the former residence into a funeral home and then build the 6 parking space lot that's access off of Mary Street in the rear of that. Also would add walkways so that the patrons can access the building from the parking lot. Small trash enclosure is proposed to the rear of the property also. Not that in this type of facility, I don't think much trash is generated, but it would be an area so that it would be outside the building in an enclosure. The dumpster appears to be, that's in Rainey's Lane, appears to be from Truth Social Lounge, and I think the recommendations is that we would contact them and ask them to move it. I don't think it's a permanent structure. And I'm trying to think if it was even there the day I was at the site. I don't believe it was, but it's something that we definitely would reach out to them and indicate they're within the street right away. They're infringing upon the future access to this facility. But there would be landscaping provided. The parking lot provides an 8-foot landscape buffer along Rainey's Lane and Mary Street also that would be landscaped. And going forward into land development, we would develop landscaping plans, lighting plans for the parking lot. And also it would provide stormwater management for the property for that new impervious parking lot. The sketch plan's given us, a lot of input and we know, where we need to go. For instance, in particular, the fire marshal wants to see the turning template coming off of Second Street onto Rainey's Lane. And he had indicated that, as you can see here, it's a very small building. Any firefighting would be, directly from Rainey's Lane, for that building if there was a fire. And that's what he wants to see, that we can, he can get in there. And that's, if you have any questions, that's about all I, have
So,
for the site plan.
I have one. You're gonna repurpose the existing structure, gut it, and renovate it.
Yes.
Are you gonna put an addition on it to meet the square footage of or anything like that? Or, I just need to understand how you're gonna maintain 10 visitors? So you wouldn't be holding a actual service in that facility?
Well, I can answer the first part. Yeah, there's no additions proposed, so it's just that structure, as you can see there. It's about it's half of a former twin. And, all the services would be conducted on the first floor. Second floor is just going to be like an office area. So it's a very small footprint as far as the 10 visitors. I'll let, the representatives from Tri-State here can answer those questions.
How will you monitor 10 visitors? How can you limit 10 visitors, know that that's all that's going to be there at a time?
And who will be the clientele? Because I've been to
Could you come forward?
Robert Barrett Services here.
Come forward,
Yeah.
sir, please.
And please introduce yourself.
And state your
Yep.
name and address, please. Thank you.
No problem. I begin with his name, the most merciful. My name is Mahmoud Ahmed, and I represent Tri-State Islamic Burials at 718 West 2nd Street. That building cannot take a funeral home. Absolutely not. So I agree with you. So we also spoke to Paul and Ms. Garner, and we explained to them that we are not trying to open up a funeral home. We need a washing facility because our funeral home is done at the mosque, masjid, right? That's where we have our services. That's where we have our funeral prayer. That's where we have our gatherings. This building, so when I was speaking to them, talking to them about what name should we propose or what category, they didn't have a category to suggest. They said we have to call it a funeral home. So I tried to argue with them, not argue, debate with them that if we call it a funeral home, nobody will understand that a funeral home can go there. So they said, well, let's just move forward and we'll take it from there. So that small building it's not a funeral home. It's going to be just literally a washing facility to prep a body. Now, where does the 10 visitor come from? This is burials, funerals are part of our religion. And families love to participate, and we encourage families to come and participate while their loved ones are being prepared. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And we do that. And City of Chester, Philadelphia and surrounding area have a lot of Muslims. So what we do is very similar to funeral home. It's just that we don't gather there. We bring a decedent, a loved one's families, families loved one there, and we wash them, shroud them, and do what need to be done to them. And if the family wants to join, they can come and join us. And once we are done, then we'll take the body to the masjid where we will have a formal service, formal prayer. I guess in your, in America, usually that is a church. And I seen services held in churches, but some of them are held in funerals. I don't know why there's a different, but ours are not like that. Our services are mostly done in mosques. So where did the number 10 come from? Kim and I, we sat and she asked me how many people will be visiting. I said, at a time we'll be serving one family. There's no way to serve two families at the same time. So we'll be serving one family, and let's just count, there's a mother and a father, and although American family are usually having no children or next to nothing, maybe 2 children. Maybe our type of family, they have 4 children, 5 children, let's just say 6 children. So we gave the maximum number. She said, go with the 10. So this way you have extra, and so that's how we calculated that maybe one family will have 10 people in it, and they will come and assist. But usually it's only one person or 2 people come assist the funeral director with the body for the prepping and washing and shrouding and everything. By the way, we do not embalm our loved ones. We do not use caskets. We use strictly Islamic guidelines. We prepare our loved ones according to Islamic principle. And what are those? Literally natural. Just like how you take shower, we bring them, they are dead, we give them shower. And then we shroud them in a white, unstitched clothing and perfume them and take them to a mosque where we will have a formal service and then a burial after that. So no embalming, no chemical, no casket, none of that. We don't do any of that. And we Muslims believe even we die, we get dissolved and decomposed into the earth, and giving back to the earth is the way to go. This is how we feel. And this is one of the reasons natural burials are becoming more popular than anything else out there. Okay, so I'll stop here, and now I will just answer questions.
So,
Actually, you answered mine, because my question was going to be, what is a type? That word just jumped out at me, like type, and you explained it all, so I have no questions.
Thank you.
so from the city standpoint, there will be no health regulations or state any regulations or anything of that nature?
Well, if that's the case, the city and the state, or the state would take care of those regulations.
Yeah.
And the one, obviously, we're concerned about, if there was a crematorium there, that would trip over.
No,
That's not what happens there.
Yeah,
so,
we do.
yeah.
Muslims do not cremate their bodies. We take them back to, ground, and so they can go through as they came naturally. They'll go back to their Lord naturally.
Well, you stopped a lot of my questions when you said it was a wash station, because looking at it and then seeing what needed to be done, I said funeral home?
No way.
When you said a wash station, that made more sense.
Thank you.
But concerning the building, you're going to do, your plan is to do all the upgrades that the city requires.
Of course,
Which
absolutely.
includes sidewalks and
Whatever it takes.
whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
My question is gonna always be, there's houses along there, families that live along that street right there. I mean, at some point, do we ever ask or inform the community as to what these facilities are going to be in that neighborhood?
Well, you bring up a good point. I would say, if we all think that we could try to notify neighbors when that project comes to fruition. This is an informal submittal. If it comes to us formally, we could make the effort to outreach the adjacent residences, just like we did with the Public Works facility.
But
And we had
tell
to-
them it's a
Oh, yeah.
wash,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
say wash station, because when you say funeral home, they're going to be,
Yeah, well, here's the thing I wanted to bring up, and Ron, did you want to say something else, or? Yeah.
From the Director of Planning and Zoning's review, they will need relief from the Zoning Hearing Board. As part of the Zoning Hearing Board process, all property owners within 200 feet are notified. So all the neighbors will be notified of the zoning hearing. If they have concerns, they can address them to the Zoning Hearing Board.
To what magnitude did you explain actually what's gonna be there?
Right.
When you post,
So the hearing at a zoning hearing board is setting a record. Usually it's a much thorough presentation and far more, every neighbor can have standing and ask their own questions under record.
okay.
What, did you mention the 250 feet from?
I think it's 200 feet, yeah.
I-
Within the radius, right.
200 feet radius? Okay.
Yeah. Right,
Okay.
right.
We can look into that. By the way, I do like to add one thing. Funeral home usually is, you have to call it a funeral home if they do embalming. Their main job is to literally take out all the fluid and inject chemical. That is a funeral home. That's what their specialty is. We are not funeral home. I really like to call myself, or the building washroom, but then it wouldn't explain what are we doing. Well, we're definitely going to bringing a body in. Another thing, funeral home, you guys probably, prior knowledge, you probably guys know that American funeral takes 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? It may take months, correct? Muslims, no. You die today, you get buried today, if there is enough time. If not, then you bury tomorrow. Almost immediately. So therefore, we won't even be storing bodies there.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yes,
The answer.
very, very, very rare cases, if the body is coming from outside or the body is going outside, or we cannot send the body outside unless we have an original death certificate, and that sometimes takes a day or two. So maybe that type of situation, but other than that, or if the family, loved ones ask, hey, can we do a burial not today but tomorrow or the day after tomorrow? In that case, we still leave the body wherever the body is unless the body is on the road. That is never the case with us. Coroner will pick it up. So whenever there is a burial, that is the day we go, or the night before, we go pick up the body, bring it into our care, and we wash them, shroud them, get them, fresh and smelling good, and then take them to a mosque where we have service, salatul, funeral prayer, and then finally to their final resting place.
So you're the owner of Tri-State Islamic Barrier?
Yes, I am. And the
Where's
gentleman.
your main location?
We have a main headquarters location in Newark, Delaware.
Way up in New York, way up here.
We are trying to come to your city and to help out all the Muslim community. I have heard and seen that there are a lot of Muslim people out here. In even
Why
Philadelphia.
aren't they in this room right now? That's kind of,
Yeah,
our Muslim some of our representatives from our Muslim population, are they familiar with this project right now, the ones here in the city?
yes.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
I would
How did
ask,
you
I would
inform
ask
them?
one.
I'm sorry.
How did you inform them? You said they're
We
aware.
so there are few mosques here. I don't know if you guys heard of Central Mosque, and there are.
We are familiar with these folks.
So the owner who runs the Central Mosque is here, Muhammad Habib, my older brother. Not in blood, but that's how we call Islam. Islam is all about brotherhood. So through our mosque, we sat with them, we spoke to them, and that's how we informed them that we are coming to your city. They are very asabikun. They are very excited. They know me personally. Whenever they need help with the burial, they come to me. So we help them over there in Newark, Delaware. Now we told them that now we will come to you. We'll open up a branch here, and we will serve them in Chester.
And as you said, you will inform the community.
Mhm.
Now, if the community is not able to attend the zoning, is it the zoning?
It would be the zoning
hearing?
hearing board. Right.
Kim, did you
Hearing.
mention that they will send letters out explaining just what he explained to us? It will not be a funeral home, somewhat in detail?
So we literally send the posting, the legal posting, and we invite the neighbors to come, find out more information about it. They're able to be a participant in the zoning hearing board meeting. It's the week after you guys have planning. Zoning is always the third Wednesday. But we invite them to come, attend, ask questions, inquire, or whatever, they might, or testify. It's up to them, but yes, every resident and commercial building that is within a 200,
Mile radius.
yes,
Now, where's the meeting place? Is it somewhere nearby? I mean.
It's always in the council chambers.
I'm just saying, if some people don't have the transportation, Right, that's what I'm saying, if they don't, how will they understand, just as he explained?
They literally can ask questions and testify, or send a representative if they'd like. But other than that, they can reach out to them personally if they want a private conversation, but that's what we
Absolutely.
do.
I'm just
On behalf
asking
of
a
the
question.
city, that's what we do.
My main objective was to present and show that this is not going to be a funeral home. No, that's not what we are looking for. But unfortunately, in the code of City of Chester, there is, I don't know what else to call. So that's why we have to call it a funeral home. If there is a different category, we would love to go there.
And one of the things I would point out too is if it got to the point where they ended up getting a zoning permit and were allowed to proceed with this project, there would be conditions on the permit being very specific about visitor maximums. So there'd be conditions put on that zoning permit that would relate to this use particularly.
That's all I got right now.
Is any one of you Muslim?
No.
My brother,
Your brother? Okay, so you know a little bit about
I'm
Islam?
aware.
Yes.
I have several friends, and I'm definitely gonna ask if they know about this project.
Okay, cool, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, they can reach, we have a website, Tri-State Islamic Burials, www.Tri-State Islamic Burials. They can go there, call the number, and of course, it'll get routed to me. And if I'm busy, it'll get routed to my administrative staff, and they will answer any question they might have.
And you have no intentions on putting extensions, I guess, onto the building, or
It
is
would,
that somewhere in the
at the-
future?
at this point, no, but in future, maybe, but I really don't know. Cannot answer that question.
Okay, going forward, as you continue with this plan, Second Street is one of those streets I know we're working on, and anything we work on, we want it to look good. So, what are your intentions? Because this looks like a lot of work here. What are your, is this going to look good for Second Street?
So I'm just,
I'm just putting it out there with your group.
right, no problem. We will look of, obviously, we want to make the building beautiful, right? Perhaps I will ask Dave or Brother Habib to come, and they are the one who are advising me. So
Right.
the planning, the what we call the sketch plan and the floor plan is gonna all come from them. So maybe that is a question for them, not for me. I don't design building, and I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. But trust me, once we are done, it better look good. It better look good. Otherwise, obviously, any.
I have another question.
Yes.
Your
Mhm.
entrance and exits, is that from Second Street?
Yeah, so yes, the main entrance of the building will stay on the Second Street, but we have a handicap, the engineers, they are building a ramp. We're going to have a second entrance on the side of the building, and we're going to have a handicap ramp.
The reason I ask because of the traffic on 291, is that 291?
Yeah.
Can you turn
Right,
back
we,
to the?
we will not use,
Volume,
Back to the house itself,
The photo, sure.
yeah. So when you said side entrance, so you're gonna build a ramp off of Rainy Street?
right, it will come from the parking lot,
Okay.
going up a little, maybe 3-4 feet,
Right.
to the middle of the building. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Yeah, but down to there. So right around there, we will have an entrance, open up an entrance. Until now, this is the plan. It might get changed, it might be on the other side, I don't know. But we are thinking to make an entrance there,
Okay.
and that will be our lobby. And from there, if you're going to the washroom, you'll go right, and if you're going to the 10 visiting area where the 10, 15 seating will be some sofa for people to come, sit down, relax, they will be sitting there on the left. So that's how we planned this.
10, you said 15, 10.
I'm sorry. Family. Let's just say family, because remember I said one family? One family at a time. But the community will gather in a mosque. community will be invited in a mosque. You cannot put 100 people there. So our funeral prayers are always after obligatory prayer. And we, as you probably know, some of you know, that Muslims are to pray 5 times a day, right? We have a dawn prayer, noon prayer, afternoon prayer, evening prayer, and then we have a night prayer. So our funeral prayer is always set and scheduled after one of the obligatory prayer, which is noon prayer. These days is 12:10. According to the timing, it goes sometime half an hour this way or half an hour that way. So anywhere from 12 noon to 1. So it will be always, so community will always gather the mosque that will be chosen by the family wherever the family reside. So if the family is from Asabikun, that's where the service will happen. If the family is from Central Mosque, that's where it will happen. If the family is actually from Germantown Aqsa Academy, the service will happen there. But the washing will happen here. We will bring the body here, we'll wash them, shroud them, and we'll invite the family to come and take part in washing and shrouding. So they will do that, and that's where, that's where I said the small area, the living room, that's where they will stay if there are extra member, and until we takes care of the decedent.
So is this for just the Chester resident, the Chester Muslims?
No. We, Tri-State Islamic Burial,
That's why I'm asking. So it's,
serve.
Anybody, all the Muslims in the tri-state can.
Tri-state area.
We serve 4 states, but we also get calls from California, New York, Florida, where the burials are expensive. We are very inexpensive because part of we are a much bigger, larger organization, and that organization is non-profit, 501c. So eventually we want to, offer those services. So since we are not very expensive, people come to us and then we help them. And right now we set up these funeral homes many places. We have at least 5, 6 locations. This is the first one in Chester. Our magical phenomena is to have the facility next to a mosque. Right? That's our magical, but that doesn't happen always. So I went to the Central Mosque, I went to the Sabikun, and I went to other, and there were no extra space for us to use. So we figured we can, acquire this building and turn that into a washing facility, and then have our services in the mosque wherever the family is from. And this will not be limited to Chester, absolutely not. We will serve greatly Philadelphia and the surrounding area.
I have another question about
Yes.
your front entrance. I understand that the fire department said that they would enter through you call it rainy
Yes,
lane?
Rainy Lane.
Would that cause a conflict with your your
No,
parking and all that?
it will not. You know
On the
why?
same side?
No, it will not, because our parking lot will be the back on the back of the building, correct? And that's where the handicap ramp will come alongside the house, and until to the mid of the house, and it will raise up a little bit, 3 to 4 feet, and then enter the building. So we are actually technically on our own property. We have, we didn't even, because remember Paul mentioned 2 lots on the West 2nd Street, 716 and 718. So we will use part of the 716 lot to make that entrance and the ramp. And that will not be more than 3 to 4 feet wide. I cannot imagine more than that. Right, Paul? Ramps are usually 3, 4 feet.
Yeah, they at least need to be at least 3 feet wide, right? Or 4
Yeah.
feet, actually, maybe,
Yeah.
48 inches.
36 inches, yeah, standard, 36 inches. So the ramp will come from the parking lot all the way to the mid of the building, and then from there it will enter, we'll have a bathroom, lobby, small lobby, just for 1 or 2 chairs, and then washroom to the right, and the sitting area will be to the left. So they'll have the fire truck will have plenty of room, and they already mentioned in their comments when we send them the sketch plan, they said we have plenty of space for, God forbid, something happens, to fight off the fire or any unseen. because we are alongside, Rainy Lane, and I think even the smallest truck will park there and reach the building without any problem.
Okay. I have a question for your engineer, though.
Please.
With the LIC area requirements, how are you going to compensate?
Well, we still comply with the other portions of that ordinance. So that, they allow a building coverage of 70%, and we're less than 12% with this building. They allow impervious coverage of 90%, and we're, under 63% with our impervious coverage. So it's going to look appropriate, even though it's, undersized by it's only about 2/3 of the size of what's required.
What about fencing, and it's not clear on your sketch plan about how you're going to,
Well, we'll develop a landscaping plan, so
Right.
we'll look at enhancing the Second Street area. There is a street tree on the adjacent property. We'll add street tree on Second Street, and then we can provide the buffering for the parking lot down Rainey's Lane
Can you
and
show the
Mary
back of
Street.
that? 'Cause that's a big tree.
So I think, it is going to be a big improvement over, what's there now.
oh, anything will be an improvement over what's there now, but we just still also want it to be,
Yeah,
and
it's going to be nice.
you said your dumpster was going to be where?
That's not there.
It's
That's, I know
on
that wasn't your
the
dumpster before.
northwest corner of the existing building, so it's
Okay,
back.
so it'll be in the
It would
back.
be accessed from that parking lot, and
And how are you buffering it?
it would be enclosed.
Okay, that'll all be on your
So,
landscape
yeah, there'd be
plan.
details on the
Okay.
land
Would there be
development
signage?
plans. So that's a good question for Mahmoud, for signage.
So, as far as, let me just address the dumpster. We will produce less garbage than any funeral home in the world, because
Right, there's nothing. I know what you're
because we just literally, we bring our loved ones and we wash them, shroud them, and there is no wastage. A very, very minimum. And that's that. And about the signage, we are planning, I haven't completed my design and everything, but it's going to be very similar on what's on our website. Paul, is there
Okay.
any way you can pull up my website, please?
There is no guarantee I can get to that because I'm not connected to the internet.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you're not connected to
Yeah.
the internet. So it's going to be, I'm thinking of the similar logo, what we have, on the front of the building and the side of the building. And if you guys are interested, if you have phones, I can pull it up on mine and I can show you quickly what does it look like. So this is what it looks like.
But it would be on the building itself,
Yes.
not as a separate standalone or anything like that?
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be one sign that will suffice the side and the front, but I'm more of thinking I will have one in the front and one on the side. But if we can get away with one sign, then that will be, and this is how it's going to look like. So you see how it says Tri-State, Istanbul Barrios?
Okay.
Did you pull it
Okay,
up?
no, I'm not getting it.
Okay.
And like any applicant, we ask that signage be applied for as a separate zoning permit. So they would get a zoning permit for development if this goes through, and then they'd have to actually get another sign zoning permit.
By the way, this is the only thing I was showing you guys, on the top only. See this line right here? So this is our logo, not this right here.
Okay.
This is our logo, and this will be part of the sign, from here to the here. You see it now? It says twice, I didn't roll
Right.
it out.
Right. But we got the message. Okay. We have the gist of what it is.
So, our logo is literally your rights, our honor.
Okay.
That's what we do.
All right.
Do you envision any need for fencing?
Yes, that, actually, I forgot, I wanted to address that. We do not envision any fencing. We do not believe we need any fencing. So unless the city asks and required, then we will go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we do not think anybody will come to our funeral home and steal our, dead ones. I don't think so.
Okay, let's hope. Okay. Thank you so much. You've been very informative.
You are welcome.
you.
And I'm right here if any one of you like to meet me after the meeting or have more questions, please feel free. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I do not charge for questions either.
Thank you so much. And if we'd like to hear from our city engineer, thank you. Mr. Madison.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, Chairperson. Happy New Year.
To you also.
We submitted our engineering review memo of a sketch plan dated January 9th, 2026. Like you, I had much concern, and I greatly appreciate the explanation. I'm very much familiar with Christian and Jewish funeral services and funeral viewings, and this is something different, so I appreciate the education. Absolutely. So if in fact, the zoning hearing board application and that whole process has municipal planning code requirements for notifying everybody, all property owners within 200 feet. The zoning hearing is really about the uses and any dimensional variances, and any neighbors or concerned citizens will be notified and they get to speak their piece there. There is no requirement under the state statute to notify neighbors under the subdivision land development process. So there's no official notification about your proceedings. People just need to pay attention. If one suggestion is if there is signage contemplations that may also need zoning relief, we would recommend one trip to the zoning hearing board and include any of that in your zoning application to the zoning hearing board. So that's always helpful. Thank you. In terms of this being a sketch plan, we provided a lot of informal comments. If the use is in fact limited to family only for the washing, then we also believe that 6 parking spaces should be sufficient with that, with 1 ADA. And we have no real objections to the land development plan in itself. In terms of fire safety, again, a fire truck turning template coming down Ramey Street to be able to park in Ramey Street and then continue to 3rd Street is important. A trash truck turning template to go up Rainey Street and make the turns onto Mary Street and into the parking lot would be important. And the condition of Ramey Street and Mary Street is very poor. The subdivision land development plan requires frontage improvements. So we'd like to see curbing from along their property along Ramey Street, a curb radius at the intersection of Mary Street so the trucks can make that turn, the trash truck, and then curbing along the frontage of Mary Street. I was out there today. There is actually very poor condition, but there is curbing on Mary Street, believe it or not, but it needs to be replaced. And of course, the pavement restoration, the Saldo requires all frontage improvements curb to curb on Ramey and Mary Street of their frontage. Second Street's in great shape. PennDOT improved the curb and sidewalk and the ADA ramps on Second Street, so that is not a concern. When we're talking with the fire marshal for a fire truck to make the turn, because Ramey Street actually meets the minimum dimensions for two-way traffic, which surprised me, but your street requirements are very generous, I guess, or minimal in the opposite way. So we were talking about making Ramey Street one-way, but there's no need for that because it meets two-way traffic. Mary Street should be one-way, and we would ask that the applicant make a petition as they move forward with, after their zoning hearing board positive decision, if they move forward with subdivision land development, we would recommend at the end that there would be a petition to city council to pass an ordinance to restrict parking along Ramey Street, because if there's any car parked on Ramey Street, similar to that dumpster, a fire truck can't get through.
It's Rainey's Lane, is that what you're concerned about?
Yes.
Yeah, because there is a Rainey
There is a
Street.
Rainey
Street, yeah, that's okay, that's okay, yeah.
I guess I'm not a City of Chester citizen in knowing the
That's
street.
okay.
So that's pretty much it. I think we've provided enough comments for the engineering firm to move forward with land development plans once they go to the zoning hearing board. Be happy to answer any questions the planning commission has.
Mary Street's two-way now?
Mary Street, it's two-way, but it really doesn't meet two-way traffic. It's not posted for one-way currently. It is my understanding, when we go back in Google Earth, and you can go back in time with Google Earth Pro, that there were several dwellings along Mary Street that were in disrepair that I guess were torn down as late as the early 1990s. And then the area, I guess, became a place for dumping. And so even though Mary Street looks like it's closed or vacated, it has not been vacated by the city. There has just been concrete blocks placed, not sure by whom, to discourage illegal dumping on vacant lots. But it needs to be opened up, obviously, for this use, as well as Ramey's Lane?
Rainey's.
Rainey's
yeah.
Lane.
Yeah.
Rainy Lane.
Rainey Lane, yeah.
All right, anybody have any comments or questions for Mr. Madison?
In all, the
Yeah, I'm
proposed
gonna
project is an improvement to what's there now.
Yeah.
All right,
Wait a minute.
thank you.
Portia had a
And then we have question from audience.
Hi, I'm Councilwoman Portia West, and I have a question about your storage of your deceased loved ones. What if, I wonder, you can never tell what your turnover is going to be like, you know, how many families you're going to have to service at one time, and then you're servicing like 4 area states plus California. So I'm wondering what it looks like when your turnover, you know, you don't get people out to the burial for the service and the burial in a timely manner, and you end up with several bodies. You know, how do you accommodate those families, like with the parking and, you know?
Okay, so as I mentioned before, Muslims' burials are always immediate burials. We will bring the body, wash them, shroud them, and take them to the mosque for the service, and then take them to their final resting place. This is not the only place we will be working out of. As of right now, we have a washing facility. We have 2 washing facilities in Newark, Delaware. We have a washing facility in Lansdale, North Penn Mosque. We have a washing facility on 1501 Germantown Avenue, Masjid Aqsa Academy. We are building a second washing facility next to Masjid Medina on 69th Street. We have a washing facility on Orthodox Street, Mujtaba Islamic Association. And I am building one on Basel, I don't know how to say it, Basel Town. Thank you. Masjid Bukhari, Basel Town, is it street or avenue? I don't know. I'm not from there. So Baselton, right? We are building one there now as we speak. So what is it likely to have 8 families in one day? Not very likely. I have been in this, I shouldn't say business, and this is an act of worship for us. And I have been in this act of worship for like almost 4 years now, 4.5 years. And in one day, the most family we have served are 3. So
But it's all one at a time, right?
It's
Yeah.
all, no.
Or no?
No.
Okay.
I will send one there, one there, one there.
Oh, okay, you disperse it, yeah.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
We have a staff. We have a staff everywhere. So we want one of these because we feel this is a strategic location for us between Philadelphia and Newark, Delaware. And by the way, wherever the family is, we try to take them to the closest location. So no way Chester family will go to Germantown Avenue. I don't think so. It will not happen unless there are emergencies, unless we have 2 burials and we need to get off, we need to get off the ground, then we'll send one here, one there.
Okay.
We
But
can even
I think
take-
for the Councilwoman West, yeah.
I asked
Yeah.
was because you said that sometimes you have a family that may ask you to delay the
Correct.
service and burial 1 or 2 days.
Correct.
And then if you're getting more people in, but you've explained you have other locations that
Right,
can handle.
right, okay.
So I just wanted to know
Absolutely.
how you handle that.
So if, let's just say, the sister comes to me and says, hey, we have a deceased, and we don't want to do a burial until next week, we leave the body wherever the body is. You know why? They have advocate refrigeration and coolers and everything, whether it's a hospital, whether it's a coroner's office, whether it's hospice care, wherever it is, it's in safe hand and it's in a safe location. We come the day of the service, we go there and pick up the body, bring them, wash them, shroud them, and get on moving. We do not, we will not, unless there's, like, for example, a body come from, just got off the airline from Florida. Somebody from Philadelphia went to visit Florida, they died there, so the family reached out to me and said, can you pull the body? And we requested the body to be transported to us in Philadelphia, but body arrived today, they didn't want the service until 2 days. So we are forced to leave the body in the funeral home. But we will have, even if the body is left in a funeral home, it will be left in a proper cooling requirement. We will have a proper refrigeration. I'm keep saying refrigeration, it's not a fridge, I'm sorry, it's a cooler. You just need a 40-degree or below, so the body doesn't decompose. That's all you are doing. You're delaying the decomposition.
I just wanted, my daughter's a funeral director, so I just wanted to know how you handled that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Does that answer your question? Yes. So we are not planning to store 20 bodies there. There is no room.
Right.
There is enough room to handle one body, literally. Literally, put one table, wash that, shroud that, and get going. And if we have a second body the same day, or the second death, we will do one, finish with the first one, and then they leave, and then we'll bring the second one in.
Oh, so you can do one at a time? Is
Yes.
that what it is?
Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Yes,
One
we can do one at a
I was
time.
wondering what the maximum was in that particular building. Okay.
Yeah, we can do, absolutely, we can do. And by the way, in the beginning, remember I said, our prepping is literally no embalming, no surgical, no nothing, just literally taking shower, cleansing the body, and bringing them to their natural look, so they can, just as a family, loved ones, wife, husband, daughter, son, mother, they can sit with them for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and say goodbye, and their final goodbye, and then take them to the final resting place. So I cannot emphasize enough that this is not a funeral home setup. Funeral home, you know what they do. You guys all know what they do. They have caskets, they have embalming fluid, chemical, they have this, they have that, they have reservoir, what is it called, reservoir art. They like to restore, but no, we don't do that. We Muslims naturally will take them to their, we clean them, we cleanse them, no filth is on them, we'll make them fresh, look good, smell good, sit with the family for a few minutes, and then to the final resting place.
Thank you very much.
My honor.
You're
My honor.
very good at explaining. Thank you.
Yeah, come.
Look, Kyle Miller, Assistant City Solicitor. Just out of curiosity, you said you go from the washing facility to the mosque for the gathering and then to the final resting place. Typically, where is that final resting place for the Islamic cemetery burial ground?
Yeah, you choose the cemetery that you want. The family will choose the cemetery. If you go on our website and click report death, you go down to half of the pages, you'll have about 10, 15 cemeteries listed. You choose one. and their pricing. So the people invest currently we are using Forestdale a lot, Forestdale in Huntingdon Valley Park.
Sure.
And then Friends Southwestern Burial Ground, there's a burial ground right behind Masjid Medina. So that burial ground, and we are using Assalam Garden in Lincoln University, Pennsylvania. We are using Muslim Cemetery of Delaware. We have a Morgan Cemetery in Simonson, New Jersey. We have a Bellmawr in Bellmawr, New Jersey. And we have Shelton Hill. They are very inexpensive. And then we have a Philadelphia Memorial Park. A lot of our families go there. And then we have, there are many cemeteries. And we have a Marlborough in New Jersey. We have a James Memorial Park in New Jersey.
Okay.
So there are a lot of cemeteries that we serve.
Sure.
And it's where the family is comfortable according to their, we are very inexpensive, but the cemeteries are not. They are not. So not everyone can afford to,
Sure.
can afford to go to Forestdale. Paul, if somebody asked me to take them to Forestdale, do you know how much are they selling a grave? $11,900. Just the grave, and the opening and the closing is about $3,000. And then you must buy a vault called outer liner,
The vault.
a concrete outer burial liner, and that's $1,400. You know, so now you can ask me to take you there, you know, and which is like we're looking at $15,000.
Sure.
Right? Or you can ask me, hey, Brother Mahmoud, can you give me the least expensive package? Yes, I can.
Okay.
$2,500, from A to Z. Oh, by the way, the $2,500 include my fees. $2,500, maximum $3,000.
Sure. So one other question for you. I assume that your representatives or whatnot are making removals at when someone's pronounced dead, and maybe if with a coroner or medical personnel at all hours of the day. So typically, could it be expected that these removals from the place of death to this washing facility would happen at any time throughout the day? Morning, noon, night?
No. So 9 out of 10 time, where do you die? 9 out of 10 time.
Hospital.
Thank you. You die in a hospital, right? You are in a controlled environment. Very rarely you die on a street via accident, right? So if you die on a street, you are in the custody of the police will come, the paramedic will come, they will call the coroner, and they will bring the body into their custody. We will go to them to pick up the body at our leisure when we are ready.
Right.
Remember? That's what she asked, keeping body, and we are not 24-hour service. We only like to go and pick up the body when their service is scheduled, right? So they are with, if you die, if someone died in the hospital, then they will stay in their morgue until their service is ready. And when their service is ready, then we will go and pick them up. Very rarely a body gets cleared, even in the house. If you died, someone dies at home, and coroner office from their past history clear the body. They'll tell the paramedic, tell the family, call the funeral home.
Right.
In that case, we have removal agencies in Philadelphia and around. If we are not able to go there physically and pick up the body right away, we have these agents I can call, removal company. You guys have heard or seen William Mortuary Transport. You know, those people are specialized only in picking up bodies, holding them, and bringing them to the funeral director when they need it. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Yeah. So we do pick up from homes. We pick up from anywhere.
Sure.
If there's a body here, we'll pick them up from here. I'll call my team. They'll come here with the gurney, and they'll pick up a body.
No,
as long as the body is cleared to go.
No, I understand. My father was a funeral director, and I just remember him a lot of times in my life going out at 3 o'clock in the morning to make a removal and then returning that decedent to the funeral home, which I assume in this case would be the washing facility. So that's just why I asked, because he was, it was, time had no bearing on when someone passed
Right,
away.
right.
So it was
Absolutely.
just a
So
question.
usually this is what the normal setup is, right? You chose A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z to handle your funeral. They will go and pick up the body. Now, same way, people call us, and if I don't want to get up in the middle of the night, I'll call my agency who will remove the body for me and bring it to me when I'm ready. And because they are equipped with drivers and vans and vehicles that can do a swift removal, and then I'll just get the body when I'm ready for them. And if I'm available and if I'm ready, by the way, I did not bring with I did not come today with a hearse. Otherwise, I usually go with a hearse. So I have a gurney at all time with me, and if I have to answer a phone, answer a call, I will. And so does my staff.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Councilman Williams. I want to say first that I support what you're trying to do.
Can I hug you? Can I give you a hug?
And I'll give you a hug later.
Thank
but there is a need for the washing stations. I come from an Islamic family, right? And I know the total experience that you're explaining. And a lot of times, those type of services are not offered, then the family members have to be transported somewhere else. But if you have everything in a localized facility,
Yes.
right, it makes it easier both on the family and, on the family, it's just easy.
Thank you.
And so, 2 of our family members recently passed, and we just had a hard time finding someone to wash the body. Everybody doesn't do that. And so it allows our loved ones to be treated with respect and the religion of their choice. And so I thank you for being willing to even bring something like that here to the city of Chester if it's accepted, but I'm in total support of what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You made my day. I am not going to stand here and criticize American funeral industry. Although, if you allow me, I like to say something.
Please do.
Oh, your mother died? She would love to have this casket, $10,000. Oh, you know what she would like also? A cover for this $5,000. And she would love this. They will just keep adding on, and we are not that. We are a simple service, like she said. They will just, how, do you want us to pick a red dress? Oh yeah, red dress will look fine, $500. Do you want a limousine and casket and this and that, and the bill goes higher and higher. Do you have any idea what is an average cost of a funeral? It's over $10,000. For a burial is another $10,000. Tell me, maybe you can afford it. Maybe Paul can. What about the families? Like, people are like, they don't have enough money. So what we do, we bring relief to them. We tell them, hey, go ahead.
So from what you're standing there saying, you do not have to be a Muslim to have your services.
I'm sorry?
From what you're standing there saying is, you don't have to be a Muslim to have your services.
Absolutely, no problem. But there are conditions. There are conditions. We do not extend our services to non-Muslims unless they want to be buried our way.
Right.
You want to be buried my way? You come to me, we'll take care of it.
That's what I just said.
Right?
Offer
Yeah,
your services.
absolutely. That means I'm not going to do any of that, what they usually do to make money. Like, for example, do you know, to gather 100 people, you're going to need quite a bit of money. And to feed them, and to drink them, and to give them drink, and this and that. We just go to the mosque. It's a free. That's where we handle our services. That's where the people come. So we don't have to rent an expensive funeral home to pay $10,000 for the renting their hall and making a viewing and this and that. That's why I'm putting the front part of it. We encourage family to be there, to view their be with their loved ones, and to spend time with their loved ones. And that's about it. After that, we don't even, do you guys know that Muslims do not get buried in a casket or a pine box unless it's required by state, which is only state of New Jersey, not in Pennsylvania or in Delaware or in Maryland? Do you guys know that? So that's what we do. So we make it easy on the family. And also, when someone dies, these are the last moment you're going to spend with them. Try going to a local funeral home and say, I want to assist. I want to do that. They will not let you come anywhere near. Am I right? Kim will testify to that. But we encourage the opposite. We say, no, excuse me, this is your son. Right? God forbid, whatever happened to him, come with us. Now, who's going to care for your loved ones the most, the best way? Who? You. Not a funeral director that you're going to pay $10, $20, or $1,000 or $2,000. It's you going to care for your father, your mother, your wife, your daughter, your husband, your spouse. So we encourage family to come and stand alongside next to us and watch the body. And we teach them because we have knowledge, so we teach them. And they feel proud and they feel we've done something. And it will go to them, to their grave. And people come back to me after washing a body, come give me a hug and cried. And Brother Mahmoud, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have had this chance. Thank you for giving us this chance. Well, as you can see, she's already feeling for it. She's feeling my services. And this is what we do. You probably can tell from my language, from my speak. First of all, I'm a foreigner. I wasn't born here, so excuse my language. That I have a lot of compassion. This is one of the reasons I'm in this business. And this is part of our worship. I cannot emphasize more. This is not a money-making thing for us. We want to make this building beautiful to serve Chester family and also provide relief to them. With a very small money, dollar amount, we can handle everything. Right? So I thank you for giving me the opportunity to stand here and answer your question, and I'm willing to stay here as long as you guys are satisfied and help me bring this location. Look at the property. Help me bring it to life. And make me, let me turn this property into an asset of City of Chester.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We can
Oh, you don't have to say thank you.
we
You can give me some
feel-
money.
I don't have any to give.
I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Mahmood. I
Support.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
So that's with our sketch plan.
That was the sketch plan. I just have the housekeeping stuff to take care of
Okay.
here. We have our usual update on the Saldo application review deadlines. And we're okay with 2 of the projects as far as the timeline goes, but we do have an extension expiring before our next Planning Commission meeting. I've been in contact with the engineer for that project. They were hoping to have a extension into us today. They did not. So as a backup, what I'd like to do is have a motion to deny the project unless the applicant brings us an extension before the due date for the deliberative meeting in February, the first council meeting. So I've presented to you a draft motion. I would advise that we do this just so the project is not approved by, without meeting the timeline. Does anybody have questions about that certain project? That's the 3308 West 2nd Street, the Brett Row project that we saw back in March of 25.
All right.
Or February, excuse me, 25.
Can we get a motion?
No, she wanna,
I move the Planning Commission recommend to City Council the denial of the subdivision and land development application for 3308 West Second Street unless the applicant submits a written extension of the 90-day review period by February 3rd, 2026. If no extension is received by that date, the Planning Commission recommends that denial of the application be placed on the City Council agenda for its February 11th, 2026 meeting, in accordance with the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it.
Okay, great. The next thing that I had was just, I wanted to make sure you had in your packet our annual report from 2025. We updated the format a little bit, and we hope that it was informative to you. You're really the first group that's seen it. Obviously, Ron has a copy, Kyle has a copy, but eventually we'll share it with the rest of the city. But I wanted you, since you're the Planning Commission, and this is required, at least the first section of this is required every year by the end of March, to have these annual reports. And really, they are there to summarize what occurred in 2025. And I just want to make sure you knew what this was for, and if you had any questions about the content of it. We did add other information related to the zoning hearing board. We identified also the zoning permits that were handed out in 2025 and some of the enforcement notice data that we had for 2025. And I'm happy to take any questions about it. And if you have questions later, that's fine too. Kim and I are always happy to take any questions, of course.
yes, I do. I have a correction that needs to be made. The young lady, they have down here as Earth, her name is Earth.
Oh, did I get somebody's name wrong? Is that under Planning Commission? Oh, you're right. There it is, Earth. I see it. All right. Well, you may have to get a point. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for correcting that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. I did want to just mention, and I've been mentioning this all along, but our objective in 2026 is to pursue a number of what I would call modernization updates to our zoning ordinance. And I did share with you an early draft way back in the middle of the last year. Kim and I are really going to try to pursue and get through these amendments, and it's going to be a process. And part of that process is having at least one or two workshops so we can discuss what the amendments are, and we'll make those, we'll identify when those meetings will occur. That way we won't overlap on the business that we have at these Planning Commission meetings. So look for a schedule, a strategy. I will also provide like a red line copy of the zoning ordinance with reasoning behind the updates that we're proposing. We have one saldo amendment that's still out there. We have had it reviewed by the city solicitor. The city engineers in midst of reviewing it. That's the lot consolidation one that we talked about, an exemption from review. That still has to go through the whole approval process, which includes a presentation to the Community and Economic Development Committee, which is Councilman Green's committee. And then we have to have a public hearing, and then it has to go through a couple readings. So we're still probably a couple months out before that'll happen. Hopefully it'll be done soon. And then just for paperwork, you got the Ethic Commission's financial interest form. If you'd like to see how you filled it out last year, let Kim or me know, and we'll give you that. But otherwise, hopefully it's straightforward. And if you can get that to us in the next month, that would be great.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And I think, other than letting you know, thank you, that the next meeting is in February 11th. I'm happy to take any questions.
February 11th.
February
February
11th.
11th.
Yep, would be the second Wednesday.
Question.
Any
Mhm.
Are
questions?
you including any workshops that we might be attending this year?
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you said that because that actually was on my agenda. Yes. We were working hard to get that. We've got at least 3 options that we're looking at. One is the one I think I mentioned to you previously, being sponsored with help from the county to do a sequential course in land development and subdivision, which would be like a 3-week sequence course. What it's going to be up to us is picking the dates. So I will work with you through email or phone calls and try to pick the 3-week dates that will have that. The priority will be this commission to attend those meetings, but all of City Hall will be invited to those meetings. We'll be limited on, we'll have to cap it at a certain number. It's probably like 15 or 20, but the dates are going to be key for you because you're the ones that really need to be at those classroom sessions.
That will include zoning as well?
They would be invited. Anybody else on a board related to the city would be invited, and then we'll just have to take first come, first serve, including council persons would be invited too. So yes, I'm glad you brought that up. That's another one. Then there's other video options and the standard options that Kim and I find, whether it's through the borough organization and other organizations. There's some other online courses, but this one, in-person one, that would take a 3-week period would probably be the most beneficial, I would say.
Okay.
So, yeah, look for coordination for me on that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Anybody else have any other questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, meeting has been adjourned, and it is now 3:24. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
Thank you.
Okay. I heard you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no.
Boy.
Charlene, I did get a little messy.
Okay, because it still was at.
It's like, okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, ladies, until we meet again.
Yes, indeed. Take care. Have a good one.
That was quite
For
a
those
lesson.
2 weeks.
Quite a lesson.
Thank you so much. Yes, I learned a lot.
Thank you, Santa.
Santa, remember? Yeah.
Well, it is needed. Okay. All right. Okay.
That's both.
Someday.
Don't forget this heater's on.
But it was quite a lesson.
Thank you.
No, you answered it.
No, you did. You were very thorough.
So, I don't know what we cannot call it a funeral home, but we have no other category.
Yeah.
So we will just call it a funeral home, but you understand what.
Well, we understand
We
it now,
understand.
but for the public, the general public.
Right, do you guys think any of the square footage, which Paul told me it needed to be 12,000?
Right.
But we have about 9,000? Do you
Right.
think that would be a problem?
Well,
That's something.
If that's something that goes through LIC, that's out of our hands, so we don't have anything to do with that.
I mean, he told me it would be okay.
Okay, if they say, once you present it to zoning, and if that's okay with them, then it's fine.
So zoning is not under you guys?
No,
that's separate.
That's separate.
we're first.
Yeah. We get everything first, and then, not everything, though. And then they pick it up, so. Thank you. There you go.
All that water.
I'm going to fall
I know you.
But
You see, I'm just sitting.
But I only food where even though they give it to me, but I needed it.
I always drink it. You don't drink it regularly?
No.
That's why I say I get the whole case and this.
I do. That's right. I
When we
drink
got those
about
little
2 of these a
first
day.
place,
When we got the little
I
small
don't
ones, that
buy
was
bottled.
That was a gobble.
I don't buy bottled water
Okay.
because I've read the articles.
I did too.
They talk about that. But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. This,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I needed it because my throat messed up.
It's dry up here.
Yeah.
No, whatever,
Every time I come in here, he was coughing and choking.
I went through whatever.
A on your typewriter stuff? Not me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
I
kidding.
mean, it hasn't run
Actually, I
through city hall
proofread
yet.
it and I missed it.
It
And I
has,
proofread everything y'all
it
did.
hasn't run through city hall.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Huh?
It has not run through city hall, what's going around?
No.
Oh, don't catch it, because it's horrible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I've heard people talk
I've
about
gone
it.
over it,
So,
but it's horrible.
well, I usually have my mask on while I'm downstairs. or whatever. It's a little unprofessional, I think, you know, when I'm in these type of settings, but I'm telling you, something's weird, and it's always dry, and I seen him really choke. That's why I'm running, go get him a water, because I know he was about to speak.
He's a good educator.
Excellent.
Isn't it great?
Excellent.
Excellent. And again, when they called, and they said they wanted to do a funeral home, we were like, they're not gonna be able to do that, you don't have related qualifications. It's a certain requirements for your setbacks, you need this for the parking lot, and then he said, may I come talk to you? Cause you're not understanding me. So I'm like, absolutely. So we set up like a 2-hour window. He took me from the beginning to the end, and I'm like, so we still have no other category because it is nothing that itemizes what their specific use is
Once
going to
it's
be.
explained.
But when it's explained, it makes
Right.
total sense.
Yes.
Total sense, not an inconvenience to anyone. And we were like, you know what, we're gonna write it this way, because we have no choice. There's no other category to put it in, but it makes total sense. It's not
Don't worry,
inconvenient.
he'll get them straight.
Can you put in parentheses, a washing house, or,
Well,
I don't know how else you
so
could say it.
it has to fall under a
Yeah, I know it has to fall in the
ordinance number,
category,
and there isn't anything that says that.
Okay.
So, again, through the explanation and through the zoning permit, it's going to say,
Doesn't the ordinance get
washing
reviewed?
we're modifying
I
it,
already say
but,
to modify
but
things
no-
like that.
this is the first in 100
Right.
years that someone's asking for a washroom. We're not gonna add the washroom.
Right.
What we are gonna put is, on the zoning permits, we're going to be specific as to what it is and what the use is and what the
I like
approved of,
bathing
and that it won't expand into a real funeral home. It's going to be an Islamic washing room. So that if they leave and go somewhere else, and another person wants to open a funeral home, American one, they won't be able to unless it's an Islamic
So that
washing room.
ordinance must be written.
So we're going to be specific about what their use is in reference to a funeral home. Because if they shut down and Earl Foster wants to put something there, they can't because they don't, it doesn't meet the minimum requirement. It has to be the Islamic, Earl Foster Islamic.
I mean, but is that written?
We're gonna have it on the.
Okay.
It's gonna have
ordinance,
to
So we
be.
can go
Yeah, that's the
above
first
the
thing they're gonna
ordinance.
say, is that it's not written.
Right,
you know,
no,
like
but
that.
it would
We're
be on
trying
their
to
zoning
say,
permit
right,
and the
these are
use
first.
stays with the
Yes.
property, so.
Right.
But yeah, I learned a lot through this
Yeah.
process, talking to you.
I've never
I mean,
had
but when we sat down and I was just like, wow, you know, because I mean, I've been to one and there was about 100 people, so I'm like, you can say what you want, I've been to a funeral. You know, but when he took me through what they're doing, I was like, oh, you know, because my dad is Reggie, I mean, my godfather is Reggie Rawls. So I've been helping with doing makeup, hair, fixing bodies, seeing them, and I know all about what happens at a funeral home. So when he said it, I'm like, you had to come in. Let's talk. So when he did it, I was like, oh, that's the part I don't know anything about because it's a sacred.
I think most people don't know
Right.
that, you know.
I never knew. And it's something, but it's a sacred, you know, it's a spiritual thing for them, you know what I mean? It made me really double think about.
And like you said, a lot of people need to come to that zoning.
Yeah, but they
to
don't
hear that.
come. People don't
Let me
come.
tell you something. I literally personally, like we have a zone enforcement officer, I go out personally with them, put it in the boxes, I try my best to explain, I knock on the door, I try my best, but we can't pay them to come.
Right. But they come they come once it's done and it's over.
And yeah, and then they don't want to say
Then they
something,
wanna
but we
have something.
literally say, you know, hey, the person right here, 2 doors down from you, they want to use this as a daycare. And they're like, I don't know daycare, we're like, we welcome you to come. This is the
Yes.
date, all
Happy
the
New Year
information
to
is
you
there on the
also.
sheet. They don't come.
Oh, yes, he did say that, yes.
Happy New Year
All
to you.
right.
I told him I'm not signing anything unless it's a check.
Okay, let me get over here. Don't lose your phone.
Yeah, this is the other phone. What happened is, I thought I didn't have my phone So I picked up, you know how you see a phone, you pick it up. And this is my husband.
Trying to figure out where his phone is. Did you call him?
No, I did call him. He would have never known that it was missing until he went to go look for it. So I said to him, I said, I have your
So why
phone.
you pick, yours is red. How
I
you pick
know,
up a
but
black
because it
phone?
was on the, when you look at them and it's sitting on someplace, I had mine, but I didn't realize I had it in my pocket.
And you didn't see all that red?
I didn't pay any attention. Girl, I was trying to get out the house in time, to get to the meeting, so that's
Yeah.
why you don't rush.
When I went on to eat, I was running short on time, so I ate half of what I had to do, put it down, poured the, hot tea, cause, you know, for my throat.
Yes.
I didn't wanna come in here with a fancy container. I poured it in a red cup, put it in my car, and drank it on the way here.
Yeah,
Hot tea.
that's all.
But no, I read the article that talks about plastics.
I know.
And talked about, it's one of the major causes now of dementia, the particles in the brain, they found them in the brain. And they say people think they're being safe. I don't buy it.
I do.
I drink it out there, spigot. Cause Chester got good water.
Yeah, I know. My sister found out, and she said, oh, yeah, Chester water's really good.
Where's
I
your
said, yeah,
sister
she lives
from?
in Philadelphia, that's why.
Oh, yeah, they got
Yeah,
nasty
man, I
water.
said, you can't even get that near your nose, because
They got
that
nasty
gets
water.
you before you even try to drink it. So, yes, they're terrible.
Yeah, cause we had friends who, when they come down, they take some with them.
Oh, really? Hey, well, I tell her stop bringing a thing, but she has a filter on her refrigerator where she can get her water.
My refrigerator has a filter too. My brother told me he had this filter changed since you had the
Oh,
refrigerator.
yeah. Now my sister changes hers.
I don't drink it out of there. I go, I put ice. Put some.
Get it out the sink. Get it right out the sink, right?
I try to drink a couple of glasses every now and then.
You're supposed to drink it. Okay, Paul, I'm coming.
Good to see you here all the time. No, sometimes hey, I'm trying to figure who's usually last. Okay, you're right. You put it, you had to pour it on. I gotta go next door. I gotta go next door to them. I'm tired. I'm sleepy because I was at city. Come around the door. I'll walk you. Wait for me. By the time you get to the elevator, I'll be there. Push the elevator for us. Okay.
You take care of that.
I'm trying to, yeah, I'm trying to make this do what it does. I want to be able to do some line dancing. I love line dancing.
You go to the classes with Ms. Cooper?
No, you know why not? Who teaches? Susie. Susie.
Susie who?
Sister-in-law.
I didn't know she does that.
She's been doing it for years. Susie been teaching at the Fine Arts Center.
Nope, didn't know that. That's cool.
And in fact, when my sorority has stuff, they begged me to get Susie, because she's a low-key teacher. She just like,
Right. Paul, I'll see you downstairs.
young man was able to, I got a lesson. I learned a lot today, and which was good. Right, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that, when he said that, yeah, yeah. So now when we redo the ordinance, we'll have that in there about bathing houses? Or how do you want to call it? Do you want to call it a
It actually
bathing?
takes care of itself by doing what we're doing, because then they have to address how they're going to address the funeral. It actually worked out, so I kind of was trying to lean into it, it's like, and even Kyle's question about hours, like all that,
Right.
it's a funeral, it really kind of is in its own. But that's why we're going to have certain conditions on it.
Yeah, yes, yes. Right. Mm-hmm.